Hello, I'm going to do the Capricorn energy reading, and I'm going to use my Tarot in Wonderland cards. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, the links are down below. All right, we're going to look at the current situation for Capricorn. What's going on for Capricorn? Current situation, we have the Death card, okay? So that could represent Scorpio. And what is that crossed by? We have the Knight of Swords. What do you need to focus on? Five of Wands. Interesting. Your past, leaving behind the Emperor. Your strengths, the Moon. Near future, King of Swords. Advice, Three of Wands. Time to make a move. Environment, Eight of Pentacles. Hopes and fears, Queen of Cups. Potential outcome, King of Cups. Interesting. I definitely feel like you're putting the end, it's the end of a chapter. And I feel like you're kind of not sure what direction that you want to go in. I feel like you have like this sadness because a chapter's ended. But I feel like it's also, don't let that sadness that a chapter has ended stop you from moving forward, right? Sometimes it's like we need that time to mourn a situation, and we need that time to process a situation, but we also have to be sure that we don't get too caught up in that energy for too long, because then it will start to be counterproductive. That yes, we need time to process things, but we also need to make sure that we don't stay in that energy for too long. Because I feel like something's ended, something's come to an end, because we have the Death card and it's being crossed by the Knight of Swords. So it's like, it's almost like that in action, like something ended, but it's like, have you completely stopped everything? I feel like there's some confusion that's around you. I feel definitely like there's some heaviness that is around you, but don't let it stop it. Maybe you're like, okay, I thought that was my 10 of Cups. Like there's a situation, whether it's a relationship or it was maybe a job, or maybe it was, okay, this is where I'm going to stay and I'm going to live, or I'm going to move here, and that didn't work out. Whatever that thing is, and you're like, you thought that that was your 10 of Cups, and then that ended, and you're like, okay, like now what do I do? Now where do I go? And there's that sense of loss. It was like, well, I kind of had everything planned out. I kind of thought that this is the way that this was going to happen, and it didn't. So I feel like there was a jolt or a change, something there. What do you need to focus on is moving forward, definitely. Moving forward, moving forward, not getting stuck in that energy, right? Because I feel like that energy can become toxic. It can chain you down. It can, is it creating confusion because you're staying in this energy? Is it you're becoming indecisive? Is it becoming a toxic situation for you? How do you move on from this? And I also feel like what you need to focus on, with the Devil card being your card, is gaining your power back. What are you leaving behind? It was a situation that wasn't the best situation for you, right? That it was not something that, sometimes we think that it's going to be the best for us, but really when we step away and we look back, right? We step away and we look back, we say, you know what? That probably wasn't the best decision for me. That probably wasn't the best direction, or that probably wasn't the best outcome for me, or the way I was going, or maybe it's like it was a relationship that ended, and then you kind of think about it when you were able to get out of it. You know what, I really wasn't that happy, or I really wasn't feeling that I was getting in return what I was giving. So it's kind of looking at that and saying, realizing, yeah, that was probably the best that it didn't work out. Your strengths, we have the moon, the empress, always wanting to learn and grow and become a better you and become more in touch with yourself, right? Listening to that intuition, listening to those red flags, even though sometimes it may take a little bit of time for you. But I feel like when you realize it, you're like, yeah, you know what? That really was the best thing. It really started to make sense. That really, I see why that happened. And, you know, I'm glad I avoided that situation because it could have been so much worse. We have the near future, we have the Six of Cups, we have the King of Swords, and we have hearing the message, right? Hearing the message. I feel like it's in the near future, like you see why this happened. That's what I was kind of saying, is that you step away from the situation, and when you look back in, you realize, okay, that probably wasn't the best situation. Like you get the message. It makes sense why this happened and that it was the best for you. We have advice. We have the Three of Wands. I feel like it's time to get moving. It's time to get going, right? It's time to refocus. To not hold yourself back anymore, that you've had this time, you've processed, you've worked through things, now it's time to get moving and it's time to get going. And then we have the environment is the Eight of Pentacles. Change, definitely, without a doubt. The environment is change. Time to change things up. Time to make sure that you don't get stuck in this energy, that you change things up, you refocus, you redirect. It's having that change, right? When you stay in that energy, then it's stagnant, and that's always what happens. But having change, I feel, is a positive thing because it kind of resets everything, right? That it gives you new opportunities and opens up new doors. Hopes and fears, hoping that everything will balance out. Fears, worrying, will everything balance out, right? It's almost like twofold there. Future energy, standing up for yourself, right? Potential outcome, standing up for yourself, seeing the challenges, letting go of this situation, letting go of what you need to let go of, and focusing what you need to focus on, right? And realizing that this is a situation that you're learning from, that you're growing from, and that you're, even though when you're going through it, it doesn't seem like the best thing, but that you're picking yourself up and you're moving forward. You're not staying in stagnant situations. All right, so let's get an energy oracle. We have Angel of Balance, and then that's what that card here is, balance. Like, yeah, we have those ups and downs. We have those times when we feel like everything's falling in place, and we have those times where we feel like everything is going against us. What can we learn from the situation? How can we learn? How can we grow? How can we look at it from a different perspective? How can we use what happened to our advantage as an energy source to keep pushing forward? All right, so I'm going to grab Wisdom of the Oracle. Co-create, working together, right? Listening to the messages, listening to that inner voice, hearing the signs, seeing the signs, working together. All right, let's grab a Star Dragons card. Breaking the chains, definitely breaking the chains, right? That's what I would say is here. Don't be chained to this ending, to whatever ended, right? Don't be chained to that. Break those chains. Because that's what I had said, is break those chains. Don't, if that's the way things used to go before, break those chains and change it up this time. And look, okay, what can I learn from this situation? How do I turn a negative into a positive? All right, we're going to use a spirit animal oracle, and we have starfish spirit, open to the infinite possibilities. That's what I was saying, is looking at it as, okay, this door closed, but all of these doors are going to open up. I'm going to have all of these new possibilities that this was a dead end, but I'm going to change direction, and I have all of these new possibilities that are opening up for me, and that's what I need to embrace and focus on. All right, thank you so much for watching. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I will see you next time.